Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get ready to suck it! This is what the rock is cooking. You just made the list. Woo! The champ is here.
Buckle up. It's time for a drive-by.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Dear Fall Nation, say hello to the bald guy. Welcome to episode 21 of Drive-By with the Shooter. As always, thanks for stopping in and giving us a listen. I'm fired up this week, guys. Fired up at some things that I read online. There's a lot of stuff going on this past week through the previous weekend into this weekend. Not only on social media in the wrestling world, in the actual events of the wrestling world, in the kind of crossover MMA, sports entertainment, fighting, entertainment. Like, it's been a busy weekend. A lot of stuff going on that involves the sport we all love in one way or another, professional wrestling. Something that I came across, I believe it was around Tuesday. I shared the link on our Facebook page with a brief kind of tirade at the site. It was Ringside News, and it was an opinion piece, I guess, that one of their contributors wrote about Alexa Bliss. And the title was a little clickbaitish, but still where he went. I see why he titled that, but the title was something to the fact of, is WWE's obsession with Alexa Bliss killing the product? Hold on. First of all, don't be talking about my girl Bliss like that. But let's be real. Yes, I'm an Alexa Bliss fan, and for good reason. This article basically went on to clearly point out that this guy is a huge Sasha Banks fan, which is fine. Totally fine. I'm good with that. But clearly not a fan of Bliss or Nia Jax for that matter. Now, he went on to say that pretty much her being there and being the only one that it seems like they care about is hurting Bayley, is hurting Sasha, and now we're faced with a Nia Jax Alexa Bliss match, and he shapes it as, and literally said with two inexperienced wrestlers, we get a main event or a main event title women's match. It doesn't matter if it's a main event or not, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, here's where I go off. You cannot like a wrestler. You cannot like something about them. That's your right. But to write an opinion piece that buries one and says, or buries actually two in this case, while blaming them for burying someone else. Okay, I'm going to put this to bed right now, guys. Sasha Banks and Bayley are not buried, okay? Bayley's treading water, and her character is stale and stinks. It is what it is. The average fan would 100% agree with me. That's why she's starting to get booed. That's why Sasha is starting to get booed. Sasha will get over again if she turns heel. Bottom line. Bayley would get over if she put some edge in a babyface character, or if she turned heel. Not that turning heel is just the ultimate answer, but her character's too stale, so you either need to give her an edge or turn her. And I'm not going to turn both of them. I don't even know if they're going to turn either of them. But I'm not a fan of the flip-flop in the titles. You know that. I've talked about it. If you've listened to my show, pay any attention to anything I talk about, I don't like that. But I'm always happy to see that belt around Alexa's waist, or, you know, held up behind her head in her sexy "I'm the greatest champion ever" pose. Now, to call Nia Jax inexperienced is fair. I won't call that statement out, but inexperience is a little harsh. She's definitely green and has a long way to go. And that's a problem for her, which I'll go into in a minute. But to call Alexa Bliss a now 4-time WWE Women's Champion, twice on SmackDown, twice on Raw, you can't call that inexperienced. And you, look, with a major exception right now, Jinder Mahal is a marketing tool for the Indian market. We get it. And it's something I wanted to get behind that's failing. That's another topic. Alexa Bliss is not strictly a marketing tool. There are certain people that throughout the history of the WWE, the history of professional wrestling in general, but especially a company like the WWE, they have put stock and faith in. And when they know they need to, and they don't have someone strong to run with it at the moment, they'll put that title on them. It's the same things going on with Bliss. They're not going to throw a championship around her waist just because they want to. Just because they're obsessed with her. Just because she's a pretty little thing that'll sell merch. They have faith in the female. They have faith in the woman. They have faith in the superstar of Alexa Bliss to carry that championship and carry that division on Monday Night Raw. She carried the division on SmackDown, and when they did the shakeup, they took their other leader and put her on SmackDown, Charlotte. So guess what? They obviously weren't seeing it with Bayley and weren't seeing it with Sasha. That doesn't mean that they're buried. Sasha's a 4-time champion now. Bayley's a 1 or 2-time champion. So, I mean, what more can you ask? What more needs to be told to you guys and girls out there complaining on the internet that your favorite superstar, Bayley or Sasha, is buried? They're not buried. They're former champions. Former champions. This early in their careers on the main roster can't be considered buried. Look, that's a pedigree you can't take away. Even this gender experiment, he now will always be a former WWE champion. It's just the truth. It's just the way it is. So saying that Alexa Bliss is inexperienced is ridiculous. They have faith in her. I don't know why certain people don't like her in the wrestling media and complain about her and start type up these pieces or these rumors that are, dismissed by the people in the company and are basically shown to be falsehoods or made up. But inexperience is not an argument, not on Alexa Bliss's side. Now, on Nia Jax's side, and in talking with King of Nerds and High Five and MFer, we kind of agree that Nia Jax, here's the problem with Nia Jax, okay? Nia Jax, with her size and her current ability, the girl is getting better each week. However, she is not at the level she needs to be for her size compared to her opponent's size. Okay? There's not one woman on that roster size-wise that can compare to Nia Jax. Not even Charlotte. She's the closest because she's tall and has the athletic pedigree and all of that. But Nia's a monster among the women. She is like the Braun Strowman comparable to the average male wrestler that isn't Brock Lesnar, okay, or even Roman Reigns. So when you combine all that, you combine her size in comparison to her average opponent size and her skill level, Nia Jax has to be a ring general for one of her matches to be what people want it to be, okay? Is an Alexa Bliss Nia Jax match going to be fantastic? Probably not. Alexa Bliss is good. She's real good. She came up still green and grew and grew and grew on SmackDown. Do I consider her a ring general yet? No, I don't. But she's getting there. She is getting there, and there's not even a doubt in my mind that she's getting there. And within a year, she'll be a leader that can take those mistakes and make them work and things like that. But right now, she's in the process. But she's close. I really feel like the only female that's above any of them in that capacity is Charlotte. Is the queen. She's a ring general. And even Charlotte has not had outstanding matches with Nia Jax because Nia Jax has to be a ring general with her size compared to her opponent's size to make things fantastic. It has to be that way. She has to be the leader, okay? The Undertaker was a ring general. The Undertaker was one of these guys who's bigger than 90% of his opponents. And a lot of it, it's kind of one of those things where is it even believable if some of these guys could match up with The Undertaker? It worked because he knew what he was doing and could make matches work and tell the story the way it needed to be told because he was a ring general. There's very few on the women's division right now. A lot of them are really good. Charlotte's the only ring general. A few are nipping on her heels, but they're not there. And Nia's far from it. And she's working. She's working to get better. I hope that she becomes a ring general because she could be a dominant, amazing superstar for this women's roster. It just has to develop. No one wants to give it time. And I mark my words, a Nia Jax against anybody right now is not going to be a, Charlotte Flair classic. It's not going to be a Bayley Sasha Banks at NXT TakeOver classic. It's just not. It's not going to be a Paige Emma classic. It's not. It's not because she needs to be the ring general for her matches to be at that level. Just because of her size advantage. It's just the way it is. It's the way I see it. So let's not downgrade what people are doing because you don't like it. Look, I said on my SummerSlam post show, taking the title off of Alexa Bliss was a horrible idea because she is, and brace yourself, she's the most over woman in the company right now. She's more over than Charlotte. I hate to tell you. I mean, I love Charlotte. Bliss is more over than her. Listen to the crowds. Listen to their crowd reaction. It's close. Bliss gets a bigger reaction than most of the guys on Raw, okay? Listen. Pay attention. It's the truth. She had one of the loudest pops at SummerSlam, and they took the title off of her. So I don't know if there was a reason. I don't know if this is to involve Sasha Banks in the Nia Jax story for a reason, because, Nia now attacks her quote-unquote best friend, and how does this turn? You're not going to turn Bliss face, I wouldn't think. So maybe they did this solely to insert a third person into this equation to make this whole thing work better. I don't know. But I'm interested to see it play out because God forbid we let something play out. And God forbid we, be okay with the fact that our guy didn't win. And that's what this is. The writer of this article doesn't like Bliss, likes Banks, and is unhappy that, Sasha lost again. And that's another thing. Maybe we're going with a Sasha can't defend the title. Yeah, she can win it, but she can't defend it. Because every time she defends it, she loses. There's so many story options here that I can't get mad about a title flip-flop. And I definitely am not going to get mad if it's solely a Bliss Jax title match at No Mercy. Why would I get mad about that? Is it going to light the house on fire? Probably not. Is that all Bliss's fault? Absolutely not. And that goes into everyone's corner. And like I said, a lot of that weight goes on Nia's shoulders, and that's just the way it is. But I read so much disdain for the product that I don't understand why some of these people watch it. And I want to go into that, but I need to take a break, clear my throat. I've got a cold going on here, guys. So hang on tight, Nearfall Nation. I will be right back. Welcome back, Nearfall Nation. I just mentioned that I was going to go into the internet wrestling journalist and the immense hate for their product. And you know what? I'll touch on it, but I don't want to overbear it because I don't want this show to be just me bashing journalists nonstop or writers nonstop. I don't want to do that because I'm not quite in a position to throw stones yet because I'm the little guy. But I will say this. When some of these guys who have a good following, strong following, and people that hang on every word, and they literally do nothing but complain on Twitter and on their shows about the product and how poor it is, when nothing's perfect, we all agree nothing is perfect, but if you constantly complain about something in a public forum where people respond and react to it, it's never going to get any better to those people, and it's never going to get any better to you. And again, as I mentioned time and time again, you have to have patience. You have to let things develop, and you have to see where things are going. Some things might look like garbage right off the bat and turn into something special. Some things might look like garbage right off the bat and stay garbage. Some things might look wonderful and turn into garbage. So everybody seems to forget that pro wrestling is not an actual sport, yet they remember that when they realize, well, they could just change what happens to make me happy. Well, it doesn't work like that. So it's a TV show, guys. It's scripted, stories are written, and they're there for our enjoyment. So sometimes a story takes time to tell. Sometimes it's a bad story. Sometimes it's a good story. But if you constantly just look for the bad or put bad where there isn't even bad just because you want there to be bad, then you're really doing a disservice to everything. You're doing a disservice to the industry. You're doing a disservice to yourself. And you're doing a disservice to the fans and yourself as a fan, because you're supposed to enjoy this. If you don't enjoy watching wrestling or watching pay-per-views, then why are you talking about it? And then why are you still watching it? I've had TV shows over the time that I liked at first, and after a while I got tired of them. You know what I did? I didn't sit on the internet and complain about how bad they are day after day after day. I just quit watching them. It's the easiest, quickest solution to fix that problem. We had a lot of stuff too that people were complaining about this week, and I want to talk about one. And I'm going to take, I've heard different people take different angles on this, and I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to bring it in, and that's the Roman Reigns John Cena promo. But before that, I also quickly want to touch on a little bit more. I said just a little bit ago in my Alexa Bliss tirade, that I actually want to correct something. I said that she's not a ring general, but she's getting there and she's like a year out. That was a bad, I do this off the top of my head. And thinking about it, no, she's way closer than that. She's like, she's right there. And it's only going to take a few a few more times on a big stage as the champion, which would probably make her the leader to kind of hit that stride. You know, her big matches have been really, really solid, really, really good. And there haven't been a lot of missed spots. And if there have been, they've covered it up well, things like that. So she is definitely getting there. She is on the heels of Charlotte. And I want to give credit to Natalya too, because she gets overlooked a lot. And I think it's because she was in there with the divas, and, you know, she was really the only one at the time that could wrestle. And then she got swept kind of under the rug with this revolution, quote unquote, that happened. So I want to give her credit too, because I do believe Natalya is a ring general. So of the two shows, I think the ring generals that are solid ring generals are both on SmackDown, and Raw's got Bliss, and she's right there. And I do feel that Sasha and Bayley are close, but I see them make more mistakes than Alexa Bliss that you can tell. And I see them do things that aren't the best at times. And let's be honest, professional wrestling and character development is huge when it comes to, like, a huge part of that, I mean, is talking and promoting. And Alexa Bliss is light years ahead of every woman on the Raw roster, except maybe Emma. She shows flashes. She's decent, but Charlotte is a good promo and on the SmackDown side. And that's about it. And on the Raw side, you have Bliss, who is the best promo on the female roster, followed, like I said, maybe by Emma. Sasha and Bayley are not good at promos, and it's part of what is hurting their character. Personal opinion on that, but I think that plays into their character not selling with the crowd, and they need to work on that. Sasha sounds kind of fake when she gives her promo, and Bayley, you can tell that it's a script. You just can. It's just the emotions off with her, and that needs to be fixed. When Alexa Bliss gives her promo, you 100% believe she means every single word that is coming out of her mouth. And that, my friends, is a sign of a good promo. And speaking of promos, we're going to get into it. The Roman Reigns, John Cena promo that went down Monday night. I'm going to take a look at it and tell you what I thought. We'll be right back. Alright, we're in the final round now, Nearfall Nation, and I want to wrap up today's show just going over this promo that happened Monday night between the guy, the big dog, Roman Reigns, and really the face that runs the place, John Cena. I know that's AJ Styles' thing now, but let's be honest, John Cena is the face that runs the place and has been for 10, 12 years, something like that. Listen, I missed the initial promo on Raw, but I heard the promo finally, and dear God, was that awesome. Now, John Cena definitely got the upper hand, but that isn't even a fair fight. John Cena, love him or hate him, we're not going to get into that debate today. Love him or hate him, is the best promo in the company at current time, and has to be considered in at least the top 3 of promos in all-time history of the business. And you know, I have a hard time juggling, and like I said, I'm not going to get into who's better. That's not what this is about. John Cena is the frickin' man when it comes to promos. Okay? John Cena can think on his feet. John Cena can ad-lib. If he forgets something that was pre-written, he will fix it and you will not notice. That's the sign of a superstar, okay? As I said, character and promos and being able to deliver a believable promo is almost bigger than being able to wrestle. You could have a horrible wrestler that becomes a passable wrestler, but becomes the best guy on the mic, and you got a superstar. And don't freaking tell me that, yeah, that described John Cena, because no, the dude can wrestle. Shut up. We're not having this debate today. So this promo goes down on Monday between Roman and Cena, and the funny thing is the Roman fans kind of jump out and say that Cena buried Roman. I thought Roman handled himself well. Did he stumble? Yeah. Are you going to stumble the first time you're put in a position with a guy like John Cena like that? If not, the fans aren't already against you, okay? I'm telling you that. If you can walk in there the first time you're against John Cena on a promo and light him up, or at least level up with him, then you're already there. And the Cena program's not for building you or passing the torch. The Cena program is just because we have nothing else to do and it sounds fun. Okay, that's the bottom line, and that's where we live at in this wrestling world today. Because John Cena is the measuring stick for promos. And I've said it on this show before. John Cena made AJ Styles a more complete wrestler because he brought AJ Styles' promo game up. John Cena working with AJ Styles increased AJ Styles' value. Okay? And I'm a huge Styles fan, so don't be telling me that that's crap too, because Styles kind of had the rep of an awesome superstar in the ring, not the greatest promo. And I think when he started, he didn't have the greatest promo. But let me tell you something. Working a program with John Cena, AJ Styles is now on the list of one of the best in the company. Okay? He can deliver a promo. I guarantee you they have no problem saying, here's what we want you to say, but if you want to switch things up, do this, do that. If you feel something different, go for it. Because he's proven he could handle himself against John Cena. That's a measuring stick, folks. That's what this was. I know there's stories out there that it was 100% completely scripted. I'm sure that a lot of it was talked about. I don't know if it was 100% scripted or not. I'm not in the back. I have to guess that there was stuff they discussed. I have to guess that John Cena's in the position and the comfortability in that position and with what he does, that they don't force him to do things he doesn't want. And if he's more comfortable going off the fly, they probably gave him the ability to do that with bullet points off of maybe what they wanted Roman to say. I don't know. But I'm telling you that Cena came out and said what every fan that hates Roman Reigns wants to say. And Roman Reigns came out and said what every fan that hates John Cena wants to say. So, this was a solid promo. And yes, Roman stumbled. He recovered. Cena pointed it out when he did stumble. It was one of the best promos I've seen on WWE television in probably the last 5 years. And that's just giving it a rough think back. Nothing sticks out. Really the only thing that sticks out for me, the most recent things that sticks out for me that makes me think, wow, that people probably went back and watched it, was CM Punk's pipe bomb. And that was years ago. The guy's not even in the company anymore because he's a bitch, but whatever. So I'm just saying that this program we have with John Cena, and again, people are saying they're rushing it. This is a WrestleMania match. Yeah, I agree. This is a WrestleMania match, but folks, that's not what the plan is. At least I don't think it is. I'm still sure that it's the Brock and Roman show at WrestleMania, and I'm okay with that, guys. But I'm telling you this because just because we think that that's the plan for WrestleMania doesn't mean that the Cena Roman thing is a one and done thing. They have a few weeks till No Mercy right off the bat. So that's going to work. That program's going to work. And if this continues, as I hope it does, then we're going to see where it goes, and we're going to be able to see and I have to imagine that this is the plan. We're going to see Roman Reigns either sink or swim. Is this what they're doing? Are they saying, look, we want you to be the guy, and you have to hang with the best. So go in the ocean. Let's hope we don't have to send you a life preserver, because we might not do that. I don't know. Stranger things have happened. But if he can't hang with John Cena, then he can't be the future of the company. And that's just my personal belief and a fact. If you can't hang with John, who is the face that runs the place, and that's what they want you to be, then you don't belong there. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe it's the final test, almost like the finishing school for Roman. If he doesn't come out of this better, either on the fan-wise or however you want to look at it, then we're going to have some rough years if they don't move off of Roman Reigns. And that's just the way it is. It's just the bottom line. It's just the truth. It's the way it is. So let's hope that this program works, that it's fun, and it does what it's supposed to do. Build Roman Reigns into the total package that he looks like, but just isn't quite there yet. That's what he needs. That's what we need. And that is the position that John Cena should be in this company at this time. Guys, we've talked about a lot. Keep your eyes close to the YouTube and the Facebook page. There's always new things coming. You know our weekly shows. You know, check in with us Monday and Tuesday nights for the post-show reviews for the WWE shows. And you know the retro shows, they live on Facebook. Then follow us over here to YouTube. And we're exclusive here with this. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. All things go well, there may just be a brand new episode of Keeping It Classy on this here YouTube channel sometime on the holiday weekend. So, just giving you a little heads up. Guys, it's been real. It's been fun. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you later.